Hi students. So the first round of grades have been posted for the work that is not computer graded, and so I wanted to touch base with you and make sure that you are not making a common mistake, which is to look only at the numbers and to overlook the feedback that I'm giving you on some of these assignments. So I'm in one of our class sections here, and this could be any class, it really doesn't matter, but I'm in pause, and I go to the grades link, and in the grades link you can see the subtotals up here at the top. Now, what do I mean by subtotal? You have several learning projects, and you actually have 5 of them, and they're 20 points each in this case, and so notice the subtotal is 100, 5 times 20 points each, right? Well, the reason it says 17 is because you've only completed one of those assignments. Now, let me give you a cautionary note here. Ignore these subtotals. Please, please, please ignore these subtotals, because PAWS is not smart enough to understand things like minimum score requirements or drop grades without a lot of programming and extra work and all that kind of stuff. So just ignore them, because I'm telling you right now that they're not accurate, okay? Instead, focus on the individual grade item underneath it. So, for example, for the contact information update, some of the in-class sections did this. You'll notice that in this particular case, I got 13 out of 15 possible points, right? Now, why did I lose those 2 points there? Well, here's the note that the instructor posted to me. You did not put your course section on the page, right? Now, excuse me. If I continue on down, you'll notice that this is a long posting of comments, and it might be a little bit confusing, in the sense that you don't know what assignment it goes to. Well, notice it does go to Learning Project 1, but the trick here is you must scroll down. The number one thing that students email me and they'll say, I don't have this and I don't have that. Scroll down. You have got to scroll down. See the scroll bar over here? Now, my student's name is Hard Working Student Sue, and what I'm telling Sue is, now if Sue had gotten a perfect score on this, there might not be too much to write, but I do always give a grading rubric that starts kind of up here at the top, and you can see how I've started to fill in. And it shows that the points that Sue earned is 17, the points possible was 20, and that results in an 85% on that particular assignment. But notice what it says here. An explanation of the points deducted is noted below. If you have questions, do not bring them up in class, okay? You can email me in pause, and don't email the whole class, just email me to ask a question about that. Or if you are attending one of the in-class sessions, then you want to talk to me maybe after class if your question is brief, or you can come and visit me during my office hours, okay? One of the reasons that you tend to grandstand and announce things in the middle of class is because you think you can kind of bully your way to points, and I'm actually going to tell you that is probably the most wrongest of wrong approaches that you can take, because what you really do is you're challenging my authority in the middle of class, and I'm not going to put up with that, because really you're stealing time from other students. So don't do that. You can have questions. No problem to have questions. Have many, many questions, okay? But there's a way to go about asking those questions, and what you do is you make an appointment with me during my office hours, and they're posted on my door. Or if it's a brief question, then come up to me after class has ended and just say, you know, I don't understand, I think I lost a point here, and I don't understand it, and we can talk about it from there, okay? And if you have copies of your work with you, that is the only way to go about doing that, okay? For questions that are personal to you, ask me outside of class time. I really am glad to answer them, but hopefully I've given you a lot of detail down here to explain why, if points have been deducted, that they have. So the first part for this learning project assignment, excuse me, you can see you had for part 1, total of 7 possible points, and you can go through. Here's points possible. Here's your score. And I won't read all this to you, but you can see that I've given Sue, hard-working Sue, she's a hard worker, I've given her some notes here, and her overall score is out here to the side. So see, Learning Project 1, 17 out of 20. And so there's a lot of information to read there. Now you can see there's lots of other grades that have yet to be posted. But if I keep on going down, I see here is the extra credit. Remember I said the key here, scroll down, right? Later on you'll have some, well, this is my student account. I didn't post an exam grade, but you should see your exam grade. You want to verify that that's right. Here's the extra credit. Now again, hardworking Sue, she ran into maybe a few problems. No, she got full credit. Okay, so as I look here, the way I know that is because here's the detailed score. And it says that she got 3 out of 0 points. Well, remember this is a bonus point, so there were 0 required points, but she earned 3 bonus points for completing that extra credit assignment, right? So, you know, go on through here, and again, you can see your Connect grades, and I explained to you that, you know, we have our minimum score, but you really do need to read all these notes, read this feedback. Very, very important stuff. I want to show you one other one. I need to go to another section. Okay, so here we are, and I'm in the Dropbox. I am in the Dropbox, no longer under grades. I went to the Dropbox. If you submitted an assignment into the Dropbox, you know, something different than Connect or a discussion or a quiz, something like that, then go back to the Dropbox to look for feedback. Now again, you see the numeric point value, 17 out of 20 points here. I uploaded one file as the student when I submitted this, but notice that my instructor has given me feedback, and so I'm going to click on this because this is another way to view this feedback. It is sometimes a little easier to read because it's not over there on that grade sheet. And so you can go through and in a more, you know, specific to this assignment manner, review this. Also, one of the things that you should be on the lookout for is if you have really done something that I feel demonstrates that you don't understand something, then I want to explain that to you. And in those situations, the way that I explain something to you, scroll all the way down to the very bottom. Have I already said the secret here is to scroll down? Okay, and yet many of you will not do it. And I'm going to hold you responsible for the feedback that I give you. So that's very, very important. Notice that this is hardworking student Sue's file, in this case chapter 2 shoe store, but at the end it says feedback, and that's because I saved this file under a new name and there was something I wanted Sue to know. So when I click on that and open it, my computer's downloaded. I'm going to double click that and let's see what I was trying to tell hardworking Sue. Well, look at this. I said also, she had posted a note to me, I'm sorry I didn't show you this part, that said her name is like Cher. She doesn't have a last name. She's just hardworking student Sue. So I asked her to double check on that because I believe she has a last name, right? So I put that comment to her. Here's another. Oftentimes I'll put it in yellow or some prominent highlight. And I said, Sue, you placed your graph here over the top of the frequency table. Your boss would not like this because it's unprofessional. In the future, move the graph so that it will be viewed in addition to the frequency table here, okay? So the point here is not what I'm saying in the note, but the fact that I have posted a note for Sue. So if we do something like this in the future, I would expect that she would not do this again. Now this might be a great example of where Sue has done all the work. She's really done a good job. She's done everything the instructions asked her to do, but this little part she knows better. On this very first assignment, I probably cut Sue a little bit of slack. In fact, I think I gave her full credit for this bonus assignment. But if I have explained this to Sue and the next time she does the same thing, I tend to exponentially deduct points, because what that means is that if I took off a half point this time, I might take off 2 points next time. 7 points the time after that, 11 points the time. You see what I'm saying? A lot, because I'm not getting your attention. And sometimes if you just look at the grade and you say, oh well, it's no problem for me because I got full points for that, so what do I care? Well, the reason that you need to care is because I'm asking you to reach to a higher level, to continue to improve, and that's what doing homework is all about, and I know that you can do it. So on that note, one last thing to say about constructive criticism and feedback. and that is this. I'm going to send you, in addition to this video, this attachment that I do expect you to read. And I just want to point out something specific about it. It's difficult. It is difficult to read critiques or comments for improvement. I know it's embarrassing sometimes. Sometimes it makes you feel stupid, or you're frustrated because, oh, you meant to do that and you didn't, and you really thought you did it, but maybe you just didn't save it, or you uploaded the wrong file, and it is so painful. Well, listen. The first thing I want to say is that you always need to be respectful when you talk to any of your instructors, okay? If you made a mistake, accept the responsibility. That's the first step, okay? And understand that you cannot go back in time, okay? Yeah, we all are human and we do all make mistakes, but it's not okay to say, well, that's who I am and everybody else, including my future bosses, needs to adjust. They can figure it out. That's not what we're going to do. That's not what a college graduate does. What a college graduate does is say, wow, I will never make that mistake again. I will be extra careful. I'll check that, and then I'll make sure I'm more accurate, because employers want accurate employees. So you'll check for that in the future. Make it a learning experience. Don't get defeated by it. Say, I am going to have to improve in the future. Now, I've given you some tips on how to, improve, to print your assignment instructions. When you finish something, put a check mark next to it. Underline key parts of the assignment instructions so that your brain doesn't skip over something because you think you already know, when maybe in fact you don't. Okay, so those are some tips. But after you read the feedback, if you have questions, again, set some time aside to prepare those questions and then to ask me, okay? Don't just come up to me and say, well, no, see, okay. That's not what a business professional does, and that's what you're on the path to becoming. So you want to get in your mind, what was the problem, what is she trying to say, and I thought I did this, and if you thought you did that, then ask me about that, and maybe we can clarify the difference. Again, don't ask me specific questions to a large group. Don't ask them in the middle of class. Don't ask them to everyone in an email. The type of questions that you ask in class are, I believe the answer key to this particular problem is wrong, because probably everyone is experiencing that same problem. A question like, I think you graded this wrong, which is not really a question, it's a statement, or I don't know how to work this particular problem and I need help. These might be things that you should ask one-on-one to your instructor at an appropriate time, like in the instructor's office during office hours, in an email, or after class. But remember, I have classes also, so if it is brief, okay? Excuse me. Now, I'm giving you a picture of some of the things that we looked at, and notice that here I'm in the Dropbox. I'm pointing at just a general grade. This could be any class section depending on what assignments you have, and don't forget to review the feedback by clicking View. So hopefully this will help you to understand your grades. This is your paycheck. It's important to keep an eye on it, and so if you have questions, do let me know. But hopefully I've given you enough feedback where you're well on your way. Thanks a lot. Keep up the good work. Overall, you guys are doing very, very well. I'm very proud of you. So keep it up. Thanks.